So, either way, we're gonna play a shit ton of Commodore 64 games, and considering that someone on Twitter decided that I should play Bruce Lee and I put it as the name of the game, we're gonna start with this. So, yeah. If we're playing Bruce Lee, what will you be thinking about?
I'd imagine it's a really, crappy Kung Fu knockoff. Broken by the pro.
Yes. And yeah, we're gonna have a real-life loading screen going on right here. Essentially, the Commodore 64 was mainly notorious for one thing, and it was long loading times. And even then, we're using floppy, so essentially we're still loading the fast way, because in Europe, for the most part, Commodore 64 games use tapes. Yeah, you know, the cassettes that you put into audio players, those really old
this
things.
is sweet.
Yep. You played games using this, and loading games, even with a turbo tape or whatever, it pretty much will take upwards to 5 or 10 minutes to load a game.
What? Wow. Really?
Yep.
Fuck.
After all, we're talking about the early 80s.
Yo, I'm sick of Bloodborne's loading screens. I'm gonna give me a Commodore 64.
Yeah, but at least a Commodore 64 loaded for like 3 or 4 minutes once, and afterward you pretty much had the free reign of the place.
We're still loading, aren't we?
Yeah, of course. Because
I
yeah,
thought the
I'm
title
probably
screen
going
was
to
enough.
show my emulator status, but yeah, as long as this red square is lit up, that means the Commodore is loading. That's essentially just an emulation of what the floppy drive will be doing. Oh yeah, I definitely miss the noises that the Commodore 64 loading thing actually did whenever it will work.
We should have emulated that for the stream.
Yeah. I mean, my family had a Commodore 64, but I'm not sure they still have it anymore, and even then, I'm not entirely sure if it still works at this point, considering how much dust it's collected over the years.
I like to imagine it's in the attic, crying, just waiting to be played one more time.
Please, I was once relevant!
I played Pac-Man!
Okay. Oh, right. Are we done? Because it's no longer loading. Alright, here we go. So, Bruce Lee by Ron G. Fortier. So, yeah, when you're thinking about a Bruce Lee game, what will be your first thoughts?
I want to say like a cheesy Kung Fu knockoff, or maybe like the first ever Street Fighter.
Prepare to be surprised.
If it's a text adventure, I swear to God.
Wait, hold on. Sounds are definitely low. So, yeah, that's Bruce Lee. Remember the adventures of Bruce Lee when he just decided to jump kick a whole lot of people and where he was chased by the Incredible Hulk?
Yeah, the Kumite.
Yeah,
Totally.
that was like indie Bruce Lee.
This was like his first works.
Yeah, that was before he became a superstar and decided to kick everyone in the face.
I also remember his sickly green skin tone.
Yeah.
Like he was some kind of goblin.
Yeah, honestly, the Goblin is the best part of the game. And if you play on 2 players... oh shit, no. Yeah, also, you have to be careful because this thing actually knows how to fight. Compared to that felon over here. So... essentially, this game is a platformer, and your goal, believe it or not, because I'm pretty sure this is the first thing you will ever think about whenever you play this game is, well, your goal is to collect lanterns.
Yo, when are we gonna get our HD remake of this game?
Oh, actually, people did remakes of this game. Honestly, it's definitely a beloved game of the Commodore 64. I know there's a DOS version, and I know that it's complete garbage.
I'm turning continuous on just to, like, convey this nonsense I'm typing.
I mean, there was like somebody who tried doing his own version of Bruce Lee, and the game even had a hard mode which gave the enemies better pathfinding, so it was even harder.
This game looks so weird.
Oh, it is. Also, remember when Bruce Lee went into the underground and he had to dodge lasers?
Oh man, what?
Yeah, that's part of the Bruce Lee canon.
Bruce Lee canon, he was actually part of Big Trouble in Little China.
But yeah, this definitely won many trophies for being one of the weirdest games ever.
I mean, it's not a bad game, it just looks weird.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a unique specimen. So yeah, it took me a while to figure out that the reason why these... Oh, okay, the Ultimate Hulk managed to jump kick his own body into the face, but... Yeah, those lanterns over here, you can only pick them up when they're light, otherwise you just... Oh.
Oh no!
Oh no, he's coming after me! Okay, never mind, he's not smart enough.
He's just sitting there like, I could climb too, check this shit out.
Yeah. Alright, and now we're at the adventures of Bruce Lee in the fire caves.
That's fire? I thought that was like underground lightning.
I always thought this was like fire. And yeah.
Oh wow, the fucking hazards kill enemies too. That's really good.
Yeah, this game definitely had a flair for detail.
More advanced than Wings of V.
Yeah, it honestly plays better than Wings of V.
Like, every single time I see stuff talking about the history of video games, they always, like, talk smack about, you know, Commodore 64 stuff. This actually looks good for its time.
Yeah, I mean, Commodore 64 was a really good console back in the time. It had the worst loading times ever, but that's about the only thing that it did wrong.
I'm trying to figure out what you're climbing up here. Is this like animated leaves or something?
I don't know neither. I'm just gonna assume that it's boiling lava because Bruce Lee is the manliest man ever.
He just kind of jabs his hand into the lava and it becomes cool rock.
But yeah, whenever we'll be done with this game, we'll be able to actually have a lantern party all over the place.
Yay! Lantern party!
Also, it's been a while since I played this game, so I'm surprised that I didn't die yet. I mean, it's
just
not the hardest game in the world, but there's a couple of parts, especially later on, that end up being outright devious.
Is this the kid in you right now is starting to be reborn? Just memories of Bruce Lee are surging through your fingertips.
Yes.
All the synapses way back in the back of your brain are like, "Us back. I'm relevant now."
Finally, someone plays me. But yeah, I think the Commodore 64 in overall was definitely more worth it for the original games that it had, because, yeah, it had a bunch of ports of other games, but, yeah, there were games like that for pretty much all other consoles. I know, for instance, there were ports of Spelunker, ports of other Atari games. I mean, of course, every single console had ports of Atari games.
Yeah, Spelunker got ported to a lot of stuff, like the MSX on Japan is kind of the same thing as this, from what I've heard. And the Spelunker port on that inspired so many games. It's crazy.
Alright, and now we can go to Hippoland.
Is that a giant bull?
I don't know. I'm just gonna say it's a hippo, because that seems like the most plausible thing. I mean, if you try to make sense out of this game, you will miserably fail. There's nothing to be made fun... Not to be made fun of, but there's nothing to be made sense of.
Wait, you could duck in this game?
Yeah. Oh, alright. Now we've got high-tech candles. Now, okay, yeah, I think at this point I can just wait for... Oh, wait, this jerk doesn't trigger the traps?
Doesn't look like it.
Nope. You don't have a health bar in this game, but rest assured you can still die if you take too many. Oh my goodness. I'm kind of... Oh my god, that was such a lucky break.
Wait. Are you just crouching and they can't do a thing about it?
I took too many hits.
Owned for life.
Alright, here we go. Friendly fire is the way forward.
I just like watching the green dude constantly kick his buddy. What a huge jerk.
I love him. He's such the best enemy ever found in a video game.
He has the best face ever, too.
God damn it.
Wait, what? Oh, those are spikes.
Yeah. Because after a while, all of the things that make you go up and everything start going up faster. And this is why I ended up dying.
Wait, that was a room, what? I'm really confused right now.
Yeah. You've got portals leading into different parts of the castle, and you have to go through every single one of them. And now we have the staircase room. And yeah, by the way, that's how you ascend staircases.
Okay. Let's watch this green dude kick the ground for no... So why don't people speedrun this? Why aren't we seeing this at AGDQ?
I don't know, probably because they were thinking, but we have to take into account the loading into the loading time.
Nah. The timer starts once gameplay starts. That's how this shit works, right?
Right. Gotta get the drop on him!
We should get way forward to do an 80s retro remake of this game.
Alright, and now we've got our quest to get the yin and yang symbol. Now we're victorious. Or are we?
We have to fight Lopan.
Yeah, I think we're already nearing the end of the game. I mean, this is a really short game. Oh yeah. That's like the penultimate challenge of the game, and holy shit, this is a hard room.
Oh, this is some Meat Boy tier bullshit right here.
Yeah, and the controls are not totally the best thing for this.
I want to see psychedelic eyeball.
No, I died. And this one room doesn't have any checkpoints, unfortunately.
I like how he doesn't have a dying animation, he just shrugs.
I'm too dignified to die, god damn it.
It's like, oh man, have you ever seen this really crappy Chinese arcade game called Jackie Chan's Fists of Fire?
Nope.
It's basically a Mortal Kombat ripoff, but there are 3 Jackie Chans in the game along with the cast. Everybody in the cast can die brutally in like the most brutal fashion ever, except for Jackie Chan, who just lays down and says, "You're getting better." That's pretty much how I imagine Bruce Lee is like here. He doesn't die, he just says, "Man, you suck."
And yeah, some people were commentating on the color palette being unfortunate. Well, you have to remember, the Commodore 64 was only capable of displaying 16 colors at a time. With that said, it's still better than PCs back in the time, so... Yep.
Yeah, like, color palettes were really limited, especially, like, the NES was a really, like... Compared to this stuff, the NES is a fucking miracle. We've
and
just
this
been
is why you
spoiled
have a
by
duck
HD.
button.
You get to dodge the giant beetles. What the hell are those?
Wait. How do I get up there? Is there... Oh, okay, no. I just understood what I have to do. It's kind of not clear.
What the hell is that? What? Okay, what?
Yeah, apparently
I
these
see
are
what's going on.
poles.
So wait, if the poles are electrified, how are you supposed to get across?
Nah, there aren't.
Oh,
It's just for sure. Oh shit, I kinda didn't take this in account. Oh god.
oh.
Right, come on, I must not die too many times. I know I'm near the end of the game.
You got 2 falls left, psych. Think of the speed run. You need to rep SA when you go to ASGDQ with this game in a giant Commodore 64.
Okay, now I have to see how this all goes.
You know, I joke about speedrunning this game, but you know there's someone out there that has just dedicated themselves to running this.
I think I just need to go as fast as I can. And I better not fuck up again, because I think if I die once again, it's game over. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to do textures when you only have a very limited amount of colors.
A limited amount of everything. This thing only has 64 kilobytes of RAM.
Yep.
Could you imagine trying to load Chrome with this? I'm pretty sure it'd explode.
Ah, no, I died. Fuck.
What hell? Oh no, your ankles.
Ow. Oh, unfortunately, we couldn't see the end of Bruce Lee.
No.
I'm pretty sure afterward there was the final boss of the game, and it was just a thing where you needed to pick up a lantern, and that was pretty much the end of the entire game. But yeah, that's Bruce Lee. It definitely was a game back in its time.
Yeah, that was surprisingly good.